Recently, there has been a lot of attention on diet pills that wealthy individuals and celebrities like Kim Kardashian or Elon Musk are taking. These pills, known as Ozempic or Wegovy, are diabetes medications. These medications induce weight loss by suppressing appetite hormones, helping people shed pounds. However, there are some minor issues associated with rapid weight loss, such as loose skin, the yo-yo effect when discontinued, increased risk of thyroid and pancreatic cancer, and other undisclosed potential side effects. Despite these concerns, the demand for these pills is so high that they are practically unavailable. People find it challenging to escape obesity through conventional diets, which is why they become reliant on alternatives like medication. Why is it so difficult to overcome obesity in the first place? Calories are the most crucial factor to consider when dieting. They are easily quantifiable and convenient for achieving weight loss goals. As a result, zero-calorie beverages and foods have become increasingly popular nowadays. Additionally, many diet methods focus on reducing fat intake, taking into account that overweight individuals typically have higher body fat levels. The size of the diet market is estimated to have already surpassed approximately $190 billion in 2021. However, according to statistics, the population of obese individuals continues to increase. Interestingly, only a small percentage of people who engage in dieting actually succeed. Around 80% of individuals experience weight regain within 1 year, and in severe cases, they end up gaining more weight than before. In reality, the secret to obesity lies not in calories alone. It is said that what matters more than how much food one consumes is how their body reacts to the food they eat. Calories serve various purposes, such as building bones and muscles, as well as supplying energy to the brain, not just contributing to fat storage. Moreover, studies indicate that there isn't a significant difference in calorie expenditure between a hunter-gatherer who walks over 10 kilometers daily and an individual who spends the entire day sitting in an office. This means that even with intense exercise, it is difficult to burn off the calories consumed. In fact, it often leads to an increased appetite and overconsumption. Furthermore, research has shown that calorie intake did not significantly increase from the 1990s to 2010s, yet obesity rates continue to rise each year. Therefore, calories may have been somewhat misleading. The top priority for any living organism is survival. If a wild boar were charging at us from behind with all its might, we would need to exert an incredible amount of energy to escape the danger, whether by climbing up a tree or running at full speed. In such urgent moments, we cannot afford to wait for the food we previously consumed to be digested and converted into energy, nor can we replenish our energy by eating on the spot like stoking coal in a steam locomotive. In that critical moment, our bodies activate the emergency mode and draw upon the stored energy in various parts of our bodies, directing it into our muscles. But how was this stored energy generated in the first place? When we eat, substances like glucose fill our bloodstream. However, in typical situations like tapping our bellies after a satisfying meal, these energy sources are unlikely to be fully utilized. As a result, some of these energy sources undergo transformation and are either transferred or stored. Particularly, triglycerides produced in fat cells are the main culprits responsible for the accumulation of belly fat. All these storage processes involve the infamous hormone, insulin. Insulin primarily enables cells to use and store immediately available energy, rather than drawing upon stored energy sources. It acts as a storage mode switch, which is highly likely to be the cause of the difficulties in dieting and the main culprit behind obesity. Interestingly, when we think about it, even animals in their natural state possess this storage mode. However, we rarely hear of wild animals suffering from obesity-related issues. While animals like bears may gain weight by eating abundantly before hibernation, they do not experience the same side effects as adult humans, such as chronic diseases. Instead, they adapt well to their environment, maintaining an appropriate body condition. According to research, almost all animals, including insects, have a mechanism to regulate their food intake by using taste to determine when they have consumed enough protein, which is the most important nutrient. If the food they primarily consume is high in carbohydrates and sugar, even if they consume the same amount of protein, they tend to gain weight. Conversely, consuming high-protein foods leads to regular weight loss patterns. Why obesity doesn't exist in animals in nature but humans are overflowing with strange food. These peculiar foods are often referred to as ultra-processed foods. Ultra-processed foods contain various chemically processed substances that living organisms have never encountered during billions of years of evolution. They are artificially modified to alter their texture and nutritional composition, making it difficult for the brain and taste buds to identify the true nature of these foods. Furthermore, ultra-processed foods are usually rich in cheap ingredients such as carbohydrates and fats but low in protein. As a result, no matter how much is consumed, a feeling of satiety does not easily occur, leading to a tendency to overeat. In particular, the abundant carbohydrates, or sugar, in ultra-processed foods stimulate 3 times more insulin secretion than protein does. When insulin becomes active, fat cells gradually become filled with fat. And, insulin does everything it can to push fat into the cells. Consequently, the cells start to resist insulin more and more. As a result, the pancreas secretes more insulin to lower blood sugar levels, while the interaction between cells and insulin becomes disrupted. Moreover, cells even inside other cells or muscle cells not to respond to insulin. The ultimate boss in this field is none other than sugar. Glucose itself has an impact on insulin levels, while fructose significantly contributes to insulin resistance. Since sugar combines these two factors, consuming sugar quickly leads our bodies to mistakenly believe that insulin is insufficient, leading to an increased demand for insulin. However, there is even worse news. It is that insulin resistance can occur even with a moderate level of insulin, not necessarily high insulin levels, which means that insulin resistance can develop even if you don't eat a lot, but consistently eat 3 meals a day. On the other hand, as cells become resistant to insulin, the intracellular glucose level decreases, leading to a state of hunger. Consequently, the cells send signals to consume more sugar. While cells reject the excess glucose delivered by abundant insulin, they stubbornly demand more sugar due to the decreased intracellular glucose levels. This cycle of insulin resistance triggering increased hunger and demand for sugar can create a peculiar situation. Meanwhile, when the insulin bomb disrupts the hypothalamus in the brain that sets the target body weight, the hypothalamus without insulin resistance begins to respond excessively to incoming insulin and dramatically increases the target. As a result, short-term weight loss through starvation or exercise is possible, but when individuals return to their target weight determined by the hypothalamus with insulin resistance, a rebound effect can occur, leading to a cycle of weight fluctuation known as yo-yo. In addition, individuals who are already obese tend to secrete more appetite-suppressing hormones, but they develop insulin resistance, making it difficult to control appetite. It is a situation where weight gain leads to more weight gain, reminiscent of the saying, "The rich get richer and the poor get poorer." While it is commonly taught to eat 3 meals a day, our human ancestors, Homo sapiens, also experienced periods of feast and famine, and their meal times were irregular. The cultural shift towards 3 square meals a day became widespread during the Industrial Revolution to support the demands of the labor force. During this time, the era of the insulin bomb, heavily processed foods also began mass production. Interestingly, the first modern diet book coincided with this period and emerged in the 1800s. The method of changing the direction of insulin, which acts like an infinite power escalator, seems theoretically simple. It involves abandoning regular meals and constant snacking and instead adopting intermittent fasting, just like our ancestors. This method is known as intermittent fasting. When fasting, the body starts using stored energy sources instead of the glucose supplied through the bloodstream, resulting in lower insulin secretion and decreasing insulin resistance in cells. It also improves the function of appetite-suppressing hormones, such as leptin, and hormones that utilize stored energy. As you adapt to fasting and experience improved health, it becomes easier to continue fasting. When the storage mode is turned off, our bodies naturally start using stored energy. One common misconception about fasting is that it is effective because it starves the body to lose weight. The ultimate goal of fasting is to give the body a temporary period of rest and rejuvenation, allowing it to return to a healthy weight on its own. Dieting can be seen not only as a method to lose weight and achieve an attractive physique, but also as a way to restore our bodies to a healthy state and treat ourselves with care. However, please note that intermittent fasting is just one of many dieting methods to consider. I hope this video has been helpful. Subscribing and liking the video are a great help. Thanks for watching.